What's going on, everybody? We just got a preview of what's to come in Vendetta, the next set for Riftbound. And this small, short 30-second video, we're gonna take a look at it, and then we're gonna go back through it, take a look at the cards that we have that were showcased in this one. It's about 8 cards, if I'm not mistaken, and we'll see if we can spot any more. But let's go ahead and check out this little video that they posted on Twitter.
Changren is Kennen. Dave is Akali.
I play Kennen, Storm, or Shuriken.
See Nasus Ascended?
I'll send him back to your hand with Wind and Ghost.
I'll play Akali, Deadly Weapon.
I send in Kennen, Storm of Shuriken. Kennen gives me flow to any spell in my trash. And I have this one, Shadows of the Past. Welcome back, Ocean Drake.
That shirt, though, where can we find ourselves a Poro Power Fitness shirt? All right, so we have quite a few cards, and I said there was 8. It didn't look like it, but there is one really quick in the background that you can notice if we look at it. So let's go ahead and check out what we have here. I was looking at this dude's shirt in the background. It's like this colors: red, orange, purple, yellow. All right, I wonder how deep they went into this background for this. So I'm gonna mute it a little bit as we go through. Can I slow it down? I can. Playback speed. We'll slow it down, go through some of this, pause. So we have our purple yellow legend in Kennen. It says, when you play a card from anywhere other than your hand, empower me. The action is to disempower me. Give a unit assault 2 this turn. It gets +2 when it's attacking, when it's an attacker. So this is pretty cool because a lot of people are really looking forward to using Beta Hook in yellow purple. Beta Hook allows you to play a card from there. There's also a couple of other cards. I think Under Titan does as well. So there's a lot of cards that's allowing you to play cards from anywhere. You also have Nocturne, as we know, being able to play that from trash. Spectral, Matron, you can play a 3 or less from trash. So a lot of cards are empowering him, and he's going to be able to give that disempower to him. But of course, you got to have a card that's already ready to attack when you do that. But Assault 2 going in with a 5 or more is pretty big in a couple of situations. So let's see what else we have. Poro Power Fitness, Need it. Dave is Akali. So we saw the Akali one on the giant poster board a while ago. This one is Empower 3 and a power. It's Empower Me, use only if not empowered. So one thing we don't know about the empowerment yet is that if it lasts only a turn. I think it just lasts for that turn that you empowered. Since it costs 3, it's not gonna be empowered the entire time. This one says, if it's your turn, move a friendly unit in a showdown to base, and if I'm empowered, ready it. So you'll always be able to do that action if it's your turn. The only thing that's changing to the empowerment is the ready. Now there's a card that came in set 2 that allows you to ready or exhaust a legend. And I think that's gonna really come in handy with Akali Rogue Assassin because once you use that action, you'll be able to play the other card and ready it again to do another action. If you want to go on for a couple of attacks, especially if it's already empowered, it doesn't de-empower you, so you'll have that empowerment at least for the entire turn if it doesn't last for multiple turns, which we'll find out tomorrow. Next we have Kennen, Storm of Shuriken. This says, when you play me, burn 2, put the top 2 cards of your main deck into your trash. When I conquer, give a spell in your trash flow equal to its cost this turn. You may play it from your trash for its flow cost, then banish it. So we have 2 new keywords coming in here. Well, 3. There's gonna be a lot of keywords in the set. Empowerment, de-empower, burn 2, and flow. So burn 2 is milling the top cards of your deck. This is gonna go well if we're finding a mill deck. We have cards like the Minefield, that when you conquer or you hold, it mills 2 cards from the top of your deck. And then flow is gonna be a built-in Fizz. So how Fizz can play cards from trash, Flow is going to be able to do that for its flow cost. It's a keyword similar to repeat, but you'll be able to play cards from trash using that cost of whatever it says the flow cost is. But with this Kennen card, your flow cost is going to be whatever the card's cost is. So if it's 2 or whatever, you'll be able to play that too. What's also interesting here is that he's a 3/4, so with that +2 that you would get from the legend, he would be a 3/6, which is pretty crazy. A couple of cool things too, if it's when you conquer, give a spell in your trash flow. Look here, I'm looking at a card in front of me, flash. You can conquer, flash from trash. It gets banished, unfortunately, instead of recycled, but when you play it, you'll be able to move units back from base. So it's almost like having a little built-in Lucian at that point. So let's go ahead and go to the next one we have here. This one was a bit of a tease here. Nasus. And whenever his finger was purposely in that spot, it has to be kind of crazy. It has deflect 2, which means this next move that Changren did was very expensive. So it has deflect 2, it has an empowerment. I cannot see the empowerment cost. I want to say it's 2, 3, but it looks like it has a conquering ability. Maybe it's score a point. Maybe it's get an energy. You almost see it. You may something, but we'll have to see what that is. I cannot see what this is, but we'll find out. Next we have Wind and Ghost. So Wind and Ghost is 3 and 1 power. So that means he's playing 3 power to send Nasus back to his hand, which is better, I guess, than Rebuke. Unfortunately, this can be defied, but with all the cards, being able to replay these cards, you only have so many defies in your deck. We'll have to see what other cards are coming to green. We also know that there's Mel with that card is like your spells can be countered. So it'll be kind of interesting to see what we have going on here. But it says, I'll send him back to your hand. With this, Wind and Ghost, choose a unit on the battlefield. If it has 3 might or less, banish it. Otherwise, return it to its owner's hand. Banishing it is kind of crazy because I wonder if there's any other time where you would need to do that. If there's any other units that you'll be able to grab from trash. If you're playing this in blue, you'll be able to like minus might by a bunch. There's that one that does like by 7 or 10 or something like that. And then you can just banish the card, which is kind of crazy, especially when you're looking at some of the bigger units. We see a Kali Deadly Weapon, Empower 2, and a red power. When I move, you may deal 1 to a unit at a battlefield. I move to or from. If I'm empowered, deal 2 instead. So this is kind of crazy with Akali's ability. However, it's going to cost 5. Well, not if you want to ready it. So if you want to ready it, it would cost 5. But if you just want to move it, it doesn't cost anything but the action. And you just do the 2 and the 1 power to empower the card itself. So it's a 3 with no power cost. So you'll move it in, empowered. It'll do 2 damage. And then you use the Akali action when it's in the showdown, pull it back, it'll do another 2 damage. So that's 4 damage. I'm kind of curious how many character cards would be in this Akali deck with empowering Akali and the Akali legend costing so much. Something we'll have to see when we see more cards. If there's any cards that kind of like ready runes more or something like that. So we'll have to see how that works. Because 5 and 2 power is to get both of the effects, back it up, ready it again, go back in, do 6 damage. It's kind of crazy. Cannon, Storm of Shuriken, flow to any spell in trash, and he pulls out Shadows of the Past. So this returns up to 2 units from trashes to their owner's hands. So it can be any unit. So like if you have somebody that's playing Elder Dragon or whatever, you can just say, all right, you're not going to get a chance to recycle that unit. I'm going to put that back in your hand. 12 and 4 power, costs a lot. Good luck playing that. Hopefully they don't have a way to do it. But that's kind of what you're doing here for cards that like to recycle cards back into their trash. It's a spell, it's not at a speed, it's at slow speed, so you can't really do it in response to anything. But it is pretty powerful in itself to be able to stop that. And we see no one escapes their shadow. Zed, you might see this in some Zed builds. It's really hard to say. We have him on the picture there as well. But 3 costs, in my mind, I kind of just want to build like a 3 cost Zed deck where a lot of the cards just really cost 3. And then you're just kind of building up and you can drop some big bombs later in the game, but you're just kind of like rushing the field down with some smaller units and causing some damage and some pain. When he uses it to bring back Ocean Drake into his hand, Ocean Drake is an 8 and 2 power, 7 cost. Looks cool. You may play me to an open battlefield, which is kind of crazy if you see open battlefields out there. When you play me, you may return a non-dragon unit to its owner's hand. So the glint of blue on blue is all the warning you'll get. So if you don't know, orange and purple do have some kind of dragons. If you just happen to be doing Herald of Dragons, because there are a lot of orange dragons, but there aren't a lot of purple dragons. So if you're doing Herald of Dragons, this will cost 2 less, so it'll be a 6 in 2 power, or it can be even lower than that because for each Herald of Dragons on the field, you're minusing 2. So you at least at most be minusing 6 if you ever had 3 out on the field at once, which would be insane. But I think at that point, 2 is just really just enough to get it down to costing 4 in 2 power as a 7 cost. And then you can play it to an open battlefield and return any non-dragon to its owner's hand. Remember that Mind Splitter is also a dragon if you are not familiar with that. And I'm kind of curious if this set we're going to get more dragons in purple. Right now we have a lot of dragons in red, we have a lot of dragons in orange, but yellow and purple we don't really have a lot of dragons, although there's some dragons in there. And then there's like no dragons in green. Oh, there is a dragon. There's a White Flame Protector. So welcome back, Ocean Drake, and then they all chant Shane Grin, Shane Grin. So that's pretty exciting. There was another card here where we're talking about this. I almost missed it. Right here, Lightning Rush. So this is a 1 cost signature spell for a Kennen. It says, and it has this little symbol next to it. I kind of wonder if that's something like a new symbol they put in here for looking at top 3 cards. Like if you want to look at your deck, something visual for people that may have a hard time seeing the cards. Another little thing that they've added to the card to make it for accessibility. It says, look at the top 3 cards of your deck. We're assuming you may choose a card from among them, put the rest into your trash. Put the rest into your trash instead of to the bottom of your deck. I just noticed that. So a stacked deck, except instead of recycling them, they're going into your trash, and then you can do the flow state again, where you can play this from your trash for 1 and 1 power. So I just noticed that junk said trash and not recycle. So this is gonna be really interesting. One of the things that I was kind of interested in using in this purple yellow deck just to see would be the Cursed Sarcophagus, which banishes all units from your trash, and then you're able to play those units from your banish area with the card when you tap it. So that's going to be kind of interesting too if we'll be able to do that as well. But yeah, those are the cards we have this time. I'm really curious to see what other cards we have to go along with these 3 colors that we've seen, 4 colors that we've seen so far. I can count. I just noticed this is a guy winning Ghost is somebody sucking in air. I was really excited to try to jump into yellow and purple because of a lot of the spirit cards. We know we have Karthus and we have Kog'Maw, like Void, Spirit Owl, stuff like that. But it looks like it's kind of going in a slightly different direction. So I'm really curious on how that's gonna really pan out and work all together. What we'll be able to do with it. Will Death Knell effects? Will people still build those Death Knell decks? Will we see Twisted Fate make an appearance because he has the yellow where he can stun, so he could potentially come in, push in as a 4/6 stunning unit if you flip yellow and then get something that way. We'll have to see how that all works. I'm pretty curious. I can't wait this week. These next couple of weeks are going to be really fun. Let me know what you're excited for in the comments, what you want to see. If you're looking forward to Kennen in the yellow purple, or if you're looking forward to what we assume Jace to be orange, what we can see now orange and blue. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. Subscribe for more content on Riftbound. We'll be doing this daily as we get more cards, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching this one. Peace.